Joseph R. Wheeler III, artist, founder, president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Welcome to another live here on the ONYXCON Network. We are a 501c3 nonprofit arts and creative lifestyle organization based in, based in, born in, raised in. What you know about it? What you know about it? What you know about it? Yeah, yeah. They make me proud to wear my stuff when they do right. You know what I mean? They make me proud to wear my stuff when they acting right. When they out here whooping up. I mean, whooping up on the Giants like they did. No offense to New York. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, y'all. Yes, yes, y'all. Yes, yes, y'all, as I was saying. But we had a good time when we were doing it. But we had a good time when we were doing it. If you haven't seen go back and check it out. If you look under ONYXCON Fitness in our playlist, you'll see myself and a gentleman that I used to nickname Mr. Rise Up, and we'd be talking sports talk. You know, we go through the games, and we talk about who might win, is winning, who's losing, why they winning, why they losing, all that cool stuff. We used to get into all that. It was a sports show. It was a real, and I gotta give always respect due to my friend Mr. Rise Up, because he's a natural sports commentator. I mean, like he really could do this professionally, and he was just doing it for fun. You know what I mean? But schedules and some artistic differences got in the way, and it is what it is. We had to cut it. I even had another friend of mine do a couple of episodes, but again, it was schedule issues with him especially, so we couldn't keep it flowing. And you know, when you're doing a sports type show, you know, I'm not always used to like not even a gimmick. It's just the truth of who I am. I'm the casual sports fan. I'm not the guy that's gonna watch every game. I'm not the guy who cares or has my heart tied up in the team, so to speak. Like, you know, I'm from Atlanta. I love Atlanta, so I always tell people, like, win or lose, I'll wear what I got on my head right now for Atlanta. It ain't got to go no deeper than that, ever. You know what I'm saying? They could lose every game. It wouldn't even matter. I might still wear it. Why? Because I'm from Atlanta, period. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's for the A-Town. That's what I do it for. And there was a time when I was a hardcore sports fan. There was a time when I was younger, especially in middle school, where I used to be, you know, the emotional fan. It would be all upset the next day if my team didn't win and all that old mess. But I mean, man, for me, I grew past that. You know what I mean? I got to a point where look, these people gonna be millionaires, and I'm gonna be right back out here what I'm doing right now, trying to figure it out, doing what I gotta do, not what I want to do. When I want to just get y'all to hit that subscribe button, continue to support the channel, help us get our numbers up, help us get our watch hours up, get monetized, and be able to continue to travel all over the globe and share those experiences with y'all through our travel vlogs here on ONYXCON, interviewing all the good friends and people I meet in the art world. You know, that's the life that's important to me. So, I mean, dang, if I'm gonna get upset about a game, I don't be caring, y'all. Like I say, these people they're gonna be six figures and millionaires whether we happy with what they did on the field or not. So I just don't get that serious about it. I make my fun out of it. I have my fun with it. And this is my time of year where I really do get more excited and pay attention a little bit more, just because it's closer to the Super Bowl. And that's my favorite thing about all of it when it comes to NFL. I just be looking forward to the Super Bowl and hoping that there's a team out of the two that I care enough about certain players. Maybe I like their mascot uniform colors, all that cool stuff, because as an artist, yes, that matters to me. Pardon the signal, y'all. It's tripping for no reason. I was going to say, before I was so technologically interrupted, I mean, damn, can you really chill out with me? Can you not do that? Can you not be going out while I'm talking to my people? They trying to hear my finished sentence. And as soon as this thing click off, y'all click off too, and I see it. By the time it come back on, y'all gone. We got 2 thumbs up in the building. Everybody who can hear my voice, make sure you give that thumbs up. Please do. Thank you. As I was saying, I said there's a few teams left that I really want to see win this year. The number 1 team the number 2 teams I'm rooting for the most. My ultimate teams for this year are Detroit and Baltimore. Kind of in that order. I say kind of because for years now I've been rooting for Baltimore because I want to see number 8 get it. He deserves it. He's the reason I even started back checking highlights, because there was a time when I didn't even care about I just wait for the Super Bowl or the playoffs at least, check a few highlights then and be done with the season. I didn't care. I really didn't care. You know, I'd ask my dad, hey man, who's winning? Because he keep up with all of it. Who's winning? Who's doing what? Who's top? Why they top? What players? And one year I'll never forget, he mentioned Lamar Jackson, and I said, oh yeah, he the truth? He said, man, look at a video of that boy. You gonna be, and I looked up a highlight video of him going all the way back to high school, through college with Louisville, into the pros with Baltimore, and I was instantly a fan. I was like, this cat is doing some stuff that both has been done and has never been done. Like, he does things that you saw Cam Newton do. He does things that you saw Vic do. He does things that a lot of great players do. But in his own unique way, Lamar is just that guy. Like, I was like, I'll tune in to see a couple of games with him in it. I ain't gonna necessarily watch the whole thing from first through fourth quarter, but I tended to like I said, I watch a lot of highlights, and every now and then I would catch a game when it was available because of the channels I get, which is few, because I ain't got one of them big old ridiculous packages. I ain't got no ESPN or nothing like that. Every now and then Peacock gets stuff, you know, and I get stuff through them. And I watch it, and I was so impressed with his skills. So that made me a fan, and I just root for them for that reason. I want to see them win for that reason, especially. And again, another team that looks good winning or losing. They got a fly mascot and logo and everything. I love the Raven. It looks cool as hell. I got a hat I love. I wear it every now and then. One of my fitteds, one of my favorite fitteds actually. It was the one from the draft when he got drafted. So it's also sentimental for that, you know what I mean? Because it was representing when he first got there. And it's got a motif of purple stitched into the black cap with Baltimore's flag, the checkerboard type. I forget what they call that, but it's based on all that old European heraldry artwork and everything from Maryland. It's pretty dope, pretty damn dope the way that cap looks. And I even customized it a little further because I'm an artist like that. I didn't like the white part of the logo. I like the white around the Baltimore Raven because it makes it pop out, like the way this white going around this falcon, it makes it pop. But I took a marker on the part on the beak and I made it purple. So, and it's a different shade of purple than it's typically. So that even made it offset and made the cap more dynamic. And I love wearing that when I do, because sometimes you can see people looking like, you know, they be thinking, I ain't never seen one like that. Where'd he get that? And I'd be laughing because I'm thinking to myself, you probably seen it, you just didn't see it customized, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna do my thing with whatever, it's mine. Once I make it mine, I purchase it. Hey, if I could do this one thing to it, I'm gonna tweak it and make that, or I'll take it to another level. That's that ONYXCON style. You know what I'm saying? Thinking outside the box, always. So, yeah, we you know, we rocking with them. We rocking with them for that reason. But yeah. I know one thing, as much as I love that they winning right now and did their thing, and I'm proud of this season for what they did, and they're going to go through the playoffs, they're going to do their thing, but I don't see the Falcons making it to the Super Bowl, and that's just being honest. That's not disrespect to my city or nothing. It's just being honest, talking about the team itself. I'm proud to see that they got the new black quarterback, young quarterback. He's definitely making his presence known with that win, like I say, over New York was major. So congratulations to him, because that's how you got to do it when you come into a league like that, where there's so much speculation on your performance. When you're a black athlete at that level, you know, the quarterback is the leader of the team outside the coach. And that's just how that has always been historically. It's always been a fight uphill for black quarterbacks to get respect. So anytime one of them wins or shows their prowess, I'm proud of them. I like to see them making that presence known that, hey man, we the truth. It's not a game. We're gonna do this thing, you know. So yeah, he representing. Big up to him. But like I said, I'm with Detroit. I want to see Detroit win the Super Bowl. They deserve it. It's been years. It's the underdog stories I love, you know. It's like Colorado. That's one of the other reasons I rock. I mean, Prime is number one reason, but you know, Shador and Hunter, Heisman Hunter, you know what I'm saying? Hey man, they got a dynamic team, they got a great team, and the same is true for both of those being two of my favorite teams right now. You know, Colorado and Detroit. But also, I always mention that Detroit, I got friends from Detroit, particularly a gentleman that was in the film business with me, and he made a transition many years ago. We lost him, and it was like, when I tell you he was a huge part of how, when I started doing background work as an actor and stuff, like, he has a site. His name is Greg Lockett. Shout out Greg forever and a day. And he started something called Colorful Backgrounders. And the whole point was, because we were mostly doing background work, and when they put up the casting calls, sometimes it can be a real headache, or at least it was back then. It ain't like this no more, unfortunately. It's such a drought in the entire Hollywood industry that, like, it's just hard to find work right now. It's hard to stay working. You can get work, but then you won't necessarily stay working. Back then, you could stay working. You gonna work an average of at least twice a week, if not 3 to 4 times. Sometimes a whole week, whole months taken up, be on a show getting them kind of checks. It was good. It was good. It was sweet when it lasted. And but looking for particular roles, you know, they specify. They say looking for African Americans, this age, this height, this gender, etc. They break all that down in casting call. It's very specific. A lot of people don't understand that about the biz. It's they want exactly what they want. And, you know, if you got your feelings in it, you're going to be really annoyed with the way they write some of them casting calls, because they'll say some things sometimes. It's crazy, and it's not cool, some of it, but it is until things change, until we get more in control of how that goes, or until better people who are us get in the reins. Because I've seen casting calls made up by black folk that say stuff that's insensitive and kind of crazy. Like, you know, it can be wild. It can be wild for real. Because they'll say phrases that are in popular culture, not even caring about being politically right, or correct, if you will. You know what I'm saying? But so Greg would put up all those calls in one place. It was one hub if you were a member of the group. And you could see all these casting calls at one time. So you wouldn't have to be looking all between 5 and 6 different companies. He'd have each one of those companies on his site. But you just go down and be looking and you say, oh yeah, I do that. I fit that one. Okay, I fit that one. And you just be applying for the ones that you know, that fit your description of who you are and what you're gonna offer as an actor. So, you know, yeah, he was a major benefit to a lot of Atlanta black actors back in the day, and we ain't talking too long ago. So he was from Detroit. He loved the Lions, win or lose, and they used to, every year we'd be laughing because the Lions back then were so bad that, you know, it would just break his heart every weekend. He'd come, if I saw him like the next week, I'd be like, man, he'd be like, man, just woo. But I wish he could have lived to see what they are now, because I know he'd be jumping for joy. So I'm rooting for them for that. I'm rooting them, you know, it's personal on that level. It's sentimental. I want to see him win for, you know, somebody like that I have much respect for forever, you know. It's easily fit my head without no stress. Some of these skull caps nowadays, the ones that are made with the inner lining for extra warmth, it's really warm. That's why I like them. In addition to being stylish, they look good and they're warm, but a lot of them, I don't know who these little pea-head people they making these caps for. It's like, these don't come, you know, they're supposed to be one size fits all. Well, hello, you need some stretchier fabric, because everybody's head, I don't have a super bulbous head. I have a long head. So I wear like a 5 7/8. I mean, I'm sorry, excuse me. 7 5/8 is my hat size. Which is one of the hardest sizes to find sometimes when I'm loving my fitteds, or some of the first to go, should I say, because there's a lot of other guys who got the same size head, obviously. Like 7 5/8 seems to be sometimes common. So when it comes to skull caps, yeah, we call it a skull cap in Atlanta. Y'all call it a beanie on the West Coast and other places. Yeah, that's a skull cap. That's a skull cap, shorty. Not a beanie, it's a skull cap. That's what we say. All right. But yeah, they need to be making them different, you know. Another thing that's funny to me on a tangent about that, on this kind of style tip, I like the caps with the ball on them, the furry ball, in the sense of they're cute, if you will. But I don't wear those, like, as a grown-ass man, just for me. No disrespect to any other grown-ass man who likes it. And you can pull it off, do what you do. You know, only you. If you pulling it off for yourself, ain't nobody else got to like it. It's all good. But I've literally got caps that when I bought them, they had the little fluffy ball on the top. I cut the ball off. Because I carefully pulled it to the side, figure out how to, little loop they have. They have a little stitch loop that goes into it, and just snip that, and then it just come right off, and it don't tear up the cap, it don't do nothing to it. It's like, I don't need that. It looks too, like, that's for my nephew, you know what I'm saying? That's for my niece. That's for little kids and fine ass women and stuff like that. That's just to me. Fine women can wear that any day, you know. But as a dude, I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't need it. It just throws the cap off for me. You know, I'm saying that, and I don't want to be caught in my own mess. So, like, if y'all ever see me wearing one, like, if somebody give me something, I'm not going to, in the moment, be like, oh, I don't wear these balls. And, you know what I mean? Pause. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing. Oh, gosh. Step away for a minute. They're not looking. Okay, snip. Cut that thing off. You know? But, yeah. Now, I'll do a tassel. Like, there's a hat from the Igbo peoples of West Africa, Nigeria. And I love there's a traditional hat they wear, the men, boys and men. And it's like, it's got the same colors as the Atlanta Falcons, ironically. It's like red, black, yellow. Red, black, white. You know what I mean? And it's striped. And then there's like a tassel. Because of whatever kind of yarn or whatever it is they make it out of, they have a loose part of the tip that's like kind of like a Santa cap, but instead of a ball, it's tassel, strands. And it looks cool because it hangs down. It doesn't sit up on your head. It literally flops to the side and hangs. I can't explain. If you ever seen one, you know what I'm talking about. And I've always said, whenever I finish doing my genetic testing, I feel like I must be Igbo, because as soon as I saw that cap, I gravitated towards it. Like, I like that, And yeah. Ironically, one of the groups that I'm native to, because I have done some swab tests, they have their own cap similar to that, but it's all red. At least that's the only way I've ever seen it. And it's the Balanta people, which is some of my peoples. Okay. But as we go into that, I'm gonna switch gears. I'm gonna transition into that and talk about travel real quick, because I did a live yesterday on which one was it? I be forgetting whether I was here or on Instagram. That was on Instagram, and I was talking about plans for travel in 2025 and the vlogs I would like to do for ONYXCON. Because it's never ending. It's never ending. It's a passion that I have to travel at least once a year internationally is my goal, and I've been accomplishing it now. I'm very proud of myself. Come hell or high water, and I do mean come hell or high water. I have been going for 3 years straight, and a lot of that is because of y'all, my monetization nation, especially on my very first journey. ONYXCON was able to make these moves because we got people who contribute via both donors, you know what I'm saying? They're giving donations. There's people who have sent money over the year, bits and pieces and parcel, whether it be $5, $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $100, $1,000. We got a few good friends of mine. And because of that, we've been able to make them moves. Well, we got to start early this year, as in now. Before the clock strikes 12 on January 1st, I want to already have some hundreds, if not thousands, so that we can move towards a working monetization. We need working budget, people. We need a real budget. We've never had a solid seat or cushion, so to speak, to keep sitting on. We've had some, but they come and go as quick as they enter because, you know, if you're going on a trip, as soon as you get it, okay, you plan out, you already plan, you pay for your ticket. Like when I went to Malaysia, literally we did an ONYXCON fishing tournament jersey that was special for that year. I designed it. And I was, even with that, that was somewhat of a headache for how it went because I was going to give everybody who had sent funds a jersey. And the company I was printing my jerseys through, for one thing, they went out of business, or they were threatening to go out of business right when I was getting that one made, but they didn't, and I was happy about that. But then there was going to be another one of the sponsors who I reached out to, a big company that does electric motors. And I almost forgot their name now. I can almost see their logo, but I forgot their name. Oh, I see it. Yeah, I know what it is, but I'm not going to even mention them because they didn't come through for me. So why talk about them, right? But they're kind of big in the electric motor biz for Outback Motors, or yeah, I guess that would be an Outback motor. But anyway, for if you know fishing, you know what I'm talking about. And the boat, and these motors are for anything. It could just be recreational cruising. You ain't got to be fishing, whatever you want to use your motor for. But I'm saying they make electric ones, and it's the future. And whether you like it or not, everything's going. This gas is not going to last forever. It's never going to. It was never intended to, and it sure as hell ain't. Everything going to go solar, and everything going to go. I mean, before it goes solar, it's going to go electric. So, and it's already happening. So, that's just what it is. Cars, boats, everything. So I want to be with the future. I don't want to get stuck in the oh man, we need what? We need better air quality. We need less issues. We need normal temperatures. Like you see how I'm dressed now in Atlanta. This is how I'm supposed to be dressed in December in Atlanta, Georgia. Not wearing freaking shorts and a t-shirt and chilling. Like it ain't even nothing. Cause like literally a couple of weeks ago, it was that warm. I was sitting in the car saying, damn, I'm damp. It's 80. It was 80. It was like 78 degrees. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Now, it ain't the first time in history. This has happened many times before. Even before global warming was official, we would occasionally get that Christmas where you could be on Christmas Day and it could be 70-something. It has happened. But it is rare. It ain't supposed to keep happening. And for that to happen over and over and over again, and I'm talking about multiple days, not just, oh, you know, we had that one day last week. No. Like the whole week was warm, and then it jumps crazy cold. So I'm glad it's back to cold. I just want it to stay where it's supposed to. It stay in the pocket at least till the end of January, like it typically does, and then it starts getting weird again, jumping back and forth all through February and March. By the time you hit March, it's just, we in there. It's spring again. So we got plans, y'all. We got big plans. And I want y'all to be a part of them because the goal is to raise, I'm going to tell y'all the formula, right? Damn, I didn't finish my statement about the motor, did I? Okay, so bottom line with the motor company, they were supposed to buy some advertising on the jersey and other advertising. I was going to put them in videos, everything. The guy who I reached out to, he wasn't in charge of the company, but he's sitting next to the people who were. And he assured me they might be interested in something like this. So I learned from that experience. I started betting on, oh man, I'm gonna get this big endorsement. We're gonna get this huge sponsorship. It's gonna be great for ONYXCON. We're gonna have some money finally and be able to take this trip and other trips and everything. And then he started to ghost. Like he went from clear communication, constant communication to no communication. And it was like, what the hell? And there was no bad blood, no weird emails. Everything was friendly and upward, and oh yeah, I'm still with it, man. Like I think the last time I heard from him, it's like I was checking in, hey, just touching bases, everything's still good. Oh yeah, man, I'm gonna bring it up in the next meeting. I'm pretty sure they'll go for it. No worries. I'll get back with you as soon as I hear what they decide. I was like, okay, great. I'm even more excited. Like, yeah. And this was literally why I said I'll be able to give everybody a jersey. Don't ever do that, people. Do not count your chickens before they hatch. That's what I learned. Do not count your chickens before they hatch. You can't. You cannot. Don't put the buggy before the horse. All them phrases. Don't do it. You gotta go in order. Everything's baby will crawl before you walk. You know, all of that stuff. So luckily I have good friends and people who understood, because I just had to send them each a letter and say, hey, it was my intention to be able to give everybody a jersey. I can't afford to do that. I literally could only afford to print one for myself. Some family members bought one, and anybody who bought one could get. And I told them, I said, I'll at least give y'all a discount. I know this is kind of jacked up, but it's the best I can do, because it was intended to just be an extra incentive. It was never what you're really paying for. And I said that, and everybody, no one got offended, no one got mad, no one got like, oh man, you trifling, bad business. But they understood, and I broke down what I just told y'all. I told them how, I made a mistake. I betted on the fact that I thought I was going to have this huge company come on, and they're not even a huge company, but they got money. You know what I'm saying? They millionaires. They may not be billionaires, but they got millions. And I figured, yeah, they'll come on and they'll support, and they didn't. The dude straight up flaked. I even reached back months later, like, dude, like, what the hell? And it was like, nothing. I said, man, y'all kiss my... The worst part about that kind of bad business is I really want to buy, when I get my money right, it's one of my goals to have a boat with an electric motor. Now, guess who I'm never trying to deal with because of the way that business went? I ain't dealing with them. Like, whoever their competition is, I want to talk to them first, because it's like you done burned the bridge, you done disrespected. You've ruined opportunity to get loyalty. That's how loyalty starts, man. You do something like that for me, it becomes brand loyalty. You might not even have the best price later on when I get the money to buy a motor, but who you think I would roll with if you treated me right back when I had no money, when I was trying to make it, and you looked out? People don't forget that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. I mean, I can't speak for everybody else, but that's how I roll. I roll with respect first, then power, and then money. So it's a longer process. It's not trifling and convoluted, and it cares about ethics and the actual integrity of things, and that's why it takes longer to get the money. But when you get it, you're standing on some real money, not no fly-by-night, maybe sorta. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the thing, y'all. That is the thing about it. And so anyway, that's how that went. And like I say, I learned from it, so I don't, no regrets. Anytime you get a lesson, it's not a mistake. It's just, hey, it's another part of life to teach you something. And it was a very valuable lesson I will not ever forget. So, in moving forward, now what I always say is, I say, yo, if you want to support ONYXCON, you want to give a donation, etc., we just deal with it like that. And when I reach out to companies to try and work with them and everything, I always let them know from the beginning, like, look, let's keep this ball rolling, and this relationship will be as strong as you make it. And that relationship, it's like an intimate relationship with a lady. It's like the more you stay in touch, the more I stay in touch. The more you put in, the more I put in. The more we give, the more you get. It's all about that. We got to give, get. It's reciprocal. It's got to be reciprocal. There's no room for that somebody trying to pimp somebody else type BS. That's no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that, and we're not doing that. That's always going it's going to be the fail. I don't care who's bragging because they did it and it worked for them. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time. Karma is a beast. It will get you. It will get you. If it don't get you, it'll get everybody you know. And you'll have to watch the pain. It's going to do it what it do. You can't play with it. You got to respect it. So, back to the vlog series and what we want to do in terms of our goals. Our goal, like I say, is always to do at least one per year. But because I have huge plans and would like to see this thing, I'm betting on our monetization. Not counting the chickens before they hatch, but I'm betting on our monetization at least by spring. I'm thinking we should be able to reach full monetization by spring, because you who are watching right now and anybody who returns to the channel, y'all gonna hit that subscribe button. Y'all gonna watch some content. Y'all gonna like some content. And I'm seeing it. I looked at the numbers the other day, and I was really impressed with how many people so what it is, I have my stuff set up where we don't allow trolling here. There's no room for any of that. Anybody come on here acting a fool, you just talking to yourself. Like, your comment will never be, most of it will never be seen, not by me or anybody. But we hold comments for review. So stuff will stack, I've learned, because a lot of times you won't even see it if you don't look at it in YouTube Studio, like daily or whatever. And I don't on purpose because I don't want to see no nonsense. And you know, and most of the time I don't. And that's my point, is that I realize a lot of people have been very supportive, positive, friendly, you name it. And I was really happy to see that. I was like, yo, what? Wow. So I've been, you know, thanking a lot of people, liking a lot of comments, writing them back, saying thank you so much, because I'm seeing that there are some decent people out here that really do love what I'm doing. They genuinely are watching and shouting you out. And now I said, oh snap, look at that. And I'm talking about on multiple videos, not just, you know, the one video that was popular last week or something. No, like, people are getting this multi-niche concept. You know, everybody's getting in where they fit in. If you like the fishing, you're watching that, and somebody's happy to see that, and they talk about it. If somebody watched the style content, they liking that, and they comment. Somebody likes the gaming content, they comment, and yeah, I've played that. That's really cool. I did a film review. Somebody was like, oh, I haven't seen it yet, but thanks for your review. Now you make me want to see it even more. You know, it's actually doing what I do this for. Like, the work is working. That's beautiful. That's what time it is. That's why you do what you do. You know what I mean? You want to see results. You want to see that people are really absorbing it and enjoying it. And it's, like I say, it's happening. So for all of y'all, anybody who might be some of the people I'm talking about, thank you, you know, and stick around, because it's going to get only better. Keep watching, keep enjoying, and trust me, it's only going to get better. So yeah, we doing that. We are doing that. Let me see here. I gotta pay attention for a minute because I'm close to my destination. All right, here we go. So, I'll be right back. Back in the driver's seat. Let's get it to it. So I had a customer give me it was like their way of giving me a tip. Gave me a fortune cookie because they say they work at an Asian restaurant. So I said, okay. It's not one I can eat because of certain ingredients in it, but I just want to read, you know, what it says and maybe check the lotto numbers, you know what I'm saying? Since we talking about chance and opportunity and money. Okay, it says, I like that. I like that. Y'all ready for this wisdom? Saying no to others means you get to say yes to yourself. Woo! Bars. Bars, baby. We got the lucky numbers on here too. Yeah. She might have to play them. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We sitting on the back of a yacht one day and we all be laughing. You remember the episode, man, the famous episode where you read the fortune cookie, and damn if that didn't lead to some good energy and you end up on it, you got rich, bro. You played them numbers and it blew up. Ah! You know what I'm saying? You never know. You know? Oh my goodness. Wow. 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 Anybody that watched Charlie Brown Christmas? I ain't seen that in years. I ain't seen none of the Charlie Brown specials in years. I'm not necessarily Let's get back to the conversation here. Let's get back to the talk. So as I was saying, I'm giving y'all my master list, at least right now, because this list always can change on places I want to go and a little bit of why. And I'm going to do it by hemisphere, especially. I might jump around a little bit. I can't help myself. Now, I will say domestically, I do want to revisit Hawaii, because I have been to Oahu, but there's all the other islands I'd like to go, okay? In addition to the fact that when I went, I had a good time, but I also could have had a better time. And for that to be what it was at that time in my life, I want to, some places you go and because of the circumstances, you feel like, man, I got to do that over to do it on better terms. You know what I mean? So it was that kind of trip. It was that kind of trip. I was super young. It was my honeymoon. When I got married, I'm divorced. So, you know, it wasn't just, you know, and there's no regrets. I always say, I did what I did. I lived what I lived. That part of my life almost seems like a whole nother person. It's really weird to me sometimes. Like, I know I did it. I know it was me, but it just definitely, it just be feeling like he was a whole nother guy. That was, you know, that was the young me, and he definitely thought a lot different from some of the things you know, he was the core of me. I'm still me, but there's a lot of things that he did that I would have never done, or tolerated that I would have never tolerated, or decided on that I would have never made that decision. But that's wisdom. That's aging. That's getting old enough to realize what you could do better in life. And that's why they call it growing old, you know? So no regrets. Like I say, it is what it is. I just got to go back for myself now. I gotta try. I gotta have another Hawaii experience. And all of the Polynesian Isles and territories I would love to visit. I mean, if I had it my best of ways, I would literally go from area to area and explore each one with like months to enjoy it. Like literally months, like a whole month of island hopping throughout the entire archipelagos of Oceania, Polynesian Isles, etc. I mean, like literally start with Hawaii and then just jump across, you know, I'm talking about all of them. I'm saying Tahiti, Fiji, Samoa, all the way back over to Aotearoa, which is New Zealand. Because I know the appropriate real native name, that's what I call it first, Aotearoa. Shout out to my brethren and sisters, my Maori people, okay? I want to go there. I want to see all of that, you know what I'm saying? And that would be a journey. Now, to take it back the other way on the world, sorry for my voice. I feel like I just need to keep drinking water. I'm not sick. I'm just like, you know how you just get dry throat and stuff? Yeah. And then there's so much going on with our air quality. We are the state that had that major chemical plant explode months ago, and people are talking about the after effects will be felt for who knows how many years and stuff. So whenever I get that coughing for no reason and feeling little tickles in my throat and stuff, I'm like, yeah, okay, here we go. Here we go. I swear. And like I say, it's not at all sick feeling. It's just like that little, anyway, I ain't gonna talk about all that. We're gonna stay on topic. So motherland is the main priority, I feel like, for next year, for 2025. But going to Africa, and any country in Africa, the second largest continent in the world, the cradle of all civilization and all humanity's birthplace, I want to make sure when I touch down in Africa, I got time and I got money. So this again is why all my supporters, all my people who've supported us before, and anybody who could be that new supporter, that we need to hear from you. We need to hear from you now and know we got your support going into 2025. I don't want to wonder who my people are going to be and who's going to put down, who's already putting down the financials necessary for us to do this. So consider that everybody who is a donor will get representation properly. As you know, if you already one, you already know how I do. Every time I take trips, every time I take special journeys to cover event and all this, your logo, if you got a business, will be featured. You will be shouted out. You will get first priority on Instagram, Facebook, when we do reposts, okay? You will be the ones. as you already are, but you will get more and more love than you've ever gotten. Because I want to make it where, like, just like how, major corporations, they have their stuff go to commercial break, and you're going to see the same 5 or 4 commercials every time I go to commercial. That's the way I want to advertise. I mean, you're getting advertisement anyway, but I want it to be stuff y'all like seeing from people that you already love their content and what they're doing. That comic book, that movie, that singer, that dancer, that writer, that whoever. The ONYXCON family. We want to show those people highest regard. In between everything else we still might repost or whatever on Instagram and whatnot. And this is why I ask everybody to first and foremost become a 99-cent subscriber on the Instagram. Only 99 cents. That's all we asking for. 99 cents to subscribe. Other people got $4.99 subscriptions. Most superstars got $4.99 subscriptions. Even people who ain't even that big a name, if I said who they are, you'd be like, who is that? They got some kind of fandom. They got some kind of cult following because they ain't cutting back on the price. They like, yo, we want the $4.99. Part of me wants to be able to charge that kind of price, but I can't. I know I can't. It's hard enough getting people at 99 cents. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's just get what we can. That's how I feel about that. And most importantly, too, if we get it in mass, I'm going to reach my goals for the organization. We're going to reach our goals. We're going to get what we deserve. As I say from the Kendrick song, I deserve it all. We do. We really do. And we is you too. Because you're going to get it. When you give, you're going to get it all. Everything I've been talking about, all these trips, you're going to get them. Because I'm going to take them. All these interviews I've been talking about, you're going to get more of them. We already done incredible interviews. Next time I interview somebody like Neville Page, the head of the department for creature design and world design for the first Avatar film, worked on Tron, won awards for his work in Picard and all these other shows and movies. Next time I talk to my brother, my Neville brother, I want to be face to face. I want to say, hey, Neville, I'm coming out that way, man. Let's set up an interview in person. I want to be able to bring on, I got a couple of camera people who I trust with my style of documentation that can be my videographer. And I want to be able to travel with them and have a crew and get more and more professional and more tight the way it's supposed to be. Instead of just, what you can, when you can. No, we can do it all the time, every day, 24/7, around the globe, giving you all kind of amazing content. All right? So motherland, first countries I'm thinking, Kenya, South Africa are a must. Egypt is a must. Matter of fact, the way I'd really like to do it is just go from top to bottom on the east side, from north to bottom, start at Egypt, then Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, then Kenya, then Tanzania, because you're so close, why not? Okay? I mean, you're so close, you may as well, right? While I'm in Tanzania, get Zanzibar. Matter of fact, that might be all I need is Zanzibar, the island off the coast of Tanzania. But I would like to see inland Tanzania too. Okay? Tanzania. Let me say how they say it. Rwanda is good too if I had time. I'd love to see it. Uganda is good too if I had time. All right? But especially South Africa. And that right there would be, that really would, that sound more like 2 months to do it show enough, right? But again, budget. It's all budget. But I'm giving you the big dream, so we ain't gonna worry about budget. We're gonna act like if money were not an issue, this is what we could offer you. The levels of adventure. And we talking about everything from cultural experiences with the people, safaris, fishing, the greatest fishing you ever seen in your life. Because you done seen a whole bunch of folks going fishing and everything, but you ain't seen it with somebody like me. See, that's the difference. You need a personality like me on the water to show you what to really enjoy about it, how to really go, right? And then also, so that'd be one African trip. Another one would be West Africa, focusing on the West. And because I got roots there, that's a very sentimental trip. But I often imagine myself not going there first for one reason, and that being that it's a lot of reasons, not just one reason. But for one thing, a lot of people like to go there and, they want to go see the slave castles and the door of no return. And I don't want to see all that. I've seen that here on these shores. I've seen that when I went to any place I've ever been in this hemisphere. All you gotta do is go to the coast and see where them cannons are pointed out to the ocean. And there's your colonization. There's your colonial, I mean, they still call it Zona Colonial in República Dominicana. And that was the first place that the psychopathic rapist maniac Columbus landed. It was the first place, I'm gonna say it again because I don't bite my tongue, the rapist, psychopathic, son of a, that for some strange reason to some people, they insist on giving this idiot credit of any sort, but that's where he first landed. So it was ground zero for the transatlantic. I've walked through all that already. I've seen all that already, and I already knew the effects of it already. So for me, in my travels, I'm not saying omit that, especially if you're somebody who hasn't ever experienced it. You need to. I think people need to wrap their mind around how big and atrocious that concept was. Because, you got some people now, some black folk, who don't want to be African at all anymore. They want to, they have this mythology that, yes, we were the first people on the planet, but they have this mythology that we didn't even spread out from Africa. Like that literally just people were popping up all over the planet like mushrooms or something. And we were always just wherever we were first. And I'm like, so all of that research from professionals, not some weed head's opinion. And yes, most of the time, the people who be saying this shit be some straight up weed heads. Oh my gosh, they be out of their mind on some damn, not just weed, they doing shrooms and meat. I'm talking about, I've had conversations with people who, so wait a minute, you do what? And they're telling you what they do, and then they turn around and want to tell you, yeah, the world is flat. The transatlantic never happened. They the black folk who ended up voting for this stuff that's about to go back in office again. It'd be them kind of nutballs. You'd be like, no wonder why we got these issues we got. Okay, all right, okay. But for anybody who got some sense enough to know what really goes on, what's been going on, or better said, like I say, you've been places. See, people sitting on their couch scratching they self all day, okay, and watching TV, then read a few books, and then roll up another one or take some other drug or something. People who are always sitting around indulging in other kind of activities but ain't been no damn where, or when they were there, they were so under the pressure of what they had to do when they were there and the stress of that, they never got the proper therapy afterwards. I'm speaking of, I've known all types of people who are military. So this, as I say this, I'm not disrespecting this. It's not, get out your feelings and listen to the sentence. Thank you for your service. But thank you especially to the ones who held their brain, because it's so hard to do that in those environments from what I've been told and the results of what I've seen of what it does to people. I've met people who were conditioned well, both individually and professionally, and they came out of it holding their brain together. And then I've met people who really did lose their scruples and don't even realize they gone. And so they've seen a lot of stuff. They've been a lot of places and seen stuff that some people will never see and all of that, which is awesome. But if you are already simple-minded, kind of ignorant to the way things work before you were deployed, how much worse can that get when someone has an agenda for you as a soldier if they don't have your best mind and interest? So I've seen the results of that. And I've also, like I say, seen the results of people who did not fall for the okie doke. They know what was being pushed on them. They knew the agenda they were part of. They did their part. They did their job. They came all home. But the whole time they held their truths and they expounded upon their truths from what they were able to see from being a traveler. So I'm saying, when you see stuff abroad and you witness what people talk about in a book, it's different. It's different from conversation. It becomes reality. You're like, man, you can't tell me what did and didn't exist when I see it still exists, the remnants of it, the artifacts of it. It's real. It happened. This happened. That happened. You can't lie to me. You can't tell me something didn't happen. I know it happened. I stood in front of where it happened. And I see the results. More importantly, what's really important is see how people are acting in the current as a result. And that'll tell you everything you need to know. Everything. So not to dwell. So not to dwell on that for too long and to get back to the list. I would like to visit as many places as I can in the Caribbean. That also has to be done. That also has to be done. Jamaica, what's up? Trinidad and Tobago, what's up? Barbados, what's up? My Bajans. Who else? Panama, going to Central America. I know that's not the Caribbean. The whole zone, that whole area, with the Caribbean Ocean, everything, just all of that. More of Mexico, all of that. Got to be done. Got to be done. Now, back over to Africa real quick. I know we're jumping around. I told you I was going to do this. West Africa. I definitely got to see Ghana. I definitely have to see Ghana. It's an absolute must. Guinea-Bissau, the coast especially, the islands, a must. Bioko Island, because I got peoples. That's some of my peoples. I found out my roots, some of my roots from a swab test. I got to go see that. Cameroon, I got to go see that. Equatorial Guinea, which is Bioko Islands of territory of theirs. Need to see the inland too. Cameroon, right next door, bordering. Got to see it. Nigeria, long overdue. I got too many Nigerian friends. Those are the first people. I mean, they are the biggest part of the diaspora, so you're gonna always meet some Nigerians. But I've got good friends that are Nigerians. Senegal, Guinea-Bissau, got to do Senegal. Same trip. That's the same trip. Gambia, Senegal, Guinea-Bissau. That could be one trip right there. Right there, that could be one trip. Nigeria and Ghana, that could be one trip. Cameroon might need to be its own. Cameroon and the island I was talking about might need to be its own trip. So you're talking about 3 different trips right there, you know, or 3 separate, you know, adventures, so to speak, but all, you know, unique, very unique. And then you can jump back over. Let's jump back over here again. South America, the whole pork chop. There's pretty much not a country in South America I don't want to see. There's all of them have something about them I want to see. Mostly for fishing and outdoor adventures in general. I got to see the Amazon, so Brazil is on the list. Manaus. Manaus was so on the list that years ago I almost thought I was going because I got a captain down there that I know in the fishing biz. And he has a lodge and everything, but I just couldn't wrap my mind around the health requirements that I have as I age. I'm doing good, I'm healthy, but when I realized that if anything ever happened and I got sick and I can't get to a hospital quick because I'm off in the jungle somewhere, I'm like, that don't go too good with pain. That don't go too good. I ain't trying to live that life. I ain't trying to get that bill if anything happened, you know what I'm saying? And I know things cost less when you're in other places, but again, these are all things that easier said than done, and there's a whole lot of logistics involved. So yeah, I just got a difference of how I want to approach that now. Like I just need a day or two. If I got to fly in every day, and I know some people who've done it would be like, man, you're going to hate it. You're going to have to take an airplane to the jungle, and it takes an hour just to get, hour and a half just to get there, and you get the water boat, the water plane. I'm talking about from experience, stuff I know about this. Like if you go into Manaus, you have this thing going. I was talking about the Caribbean. I was talking about South America. Yeah, okay. So Brazil is an absolute must. Obrigado. Obrigado. I just like to say that because that's the only, that and like Portuguese. Portuguese. So I got to work on my Portuguese. I don't understand. I'm understanding some sentences in Spanish just from the little bit of words I know, a few sentences and phrases. So I can get by in Spanish. I mean, I can laugh and smile my way through just about every conversation in Spanish. As long as I'm dealing with really cool people from experience. And I've been pretty good. Like when I was in Mexico, when I was in Dominican Republic, I realized, yeah, I just, if I were there, I would pick up Spanish. As they say, when you're there, you pick it up really quick. So, you know, maybe consider just like, you know, living for a year in a Spanish-speaking country. I would have enough conversational Spanish to really get by for the rest of my life in any Spanish speaking country, you know. So that's sometimes a goal in the forefront of my mind. I was gonna say back of my mind, in the forefront, because there's a lot of places that are Spanish countries that I want to go. Like, I mean, there's so many. And the other great thing about Spanish is I've seen people in Brazil who will start speaking Spanish to folk who only speak Portuguese, and they laugh, but they understand what they're saying because they do speak a little bit there, but that ain't the main language by no means. It's all about Portuguese. But because it's so similar, they tend to know what you're saying, so it works. You know what I mean? It works. Sim. Yes. Sim. So, you know, hey, I want to go. I got to go. That's been on the list, and it's pretty much, I feel like Colombia and Brazil need to happen in the same trip. Because for a long time I thought, oh, just Brazil. But the other thing I'm learning about, when you want to take them double trips like that, I wanted to do that this year. I wanted to go Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. It's hard to do it if you ain't got the budget. I would have needed twice. Here we go again with the double up. I would have needed twice the budget 2 times. So I'm going to break that down real quick so y'all can understand what we need if you want to contribute. We aiming for an average of no less, the absolute bare minimum for a short trip. When I say short, I mean, I don't like to be nowhere no less than 5-6 days. That's a, you know, I need at least almost a week, if not a week. A week is optimal, because, you know, them hotels, it adds up. And somebody said, well, why don't you just get Airbnb? Because Airbnb is its own cost for stress when you get a bad one. So if I find one that I'm, like, the only way I'm dealing with Airbnb again, I say, is for planning, you know, adventures, actual activities, which they now book those too. Or if I know a friend has been to a place and I know that they got similar taste as me and tolerance as me, like they not, you know, you can't ask everybody about where to stay. Some people don't care about roaches. I do. Some people don't care about bed bugs. I do. Some people don't care about loud, crazy sounds all night long while you're trying to sleep. They want to sleep right on top of a club downstairs and shit like that. I care. You know, I ain't trying to hear all that. I'm not going to tolerate it. I've spent too much time, money, and sacrifice to get there. And I know there's going to still be issues. I want my issues to be champagne problems, as they say. All I want is just people trying to get over on me for something that costs $5. They trying to charge me 10. I mean, that's expected anywhere in the world once they realize you're American. Just let me have them kind of problems. I don't need them other ones. That's the stuff that's automatic. But the other stuff that I can't avoid, I might spend more money, but your money's worth it. Peace of mind is what you're paying for, right? And that's what I'm paying for. So I'm with that. I'm with whatever it takes to have peace of mind. So, yeah. Back to the list. So Argentina, yes, definitely. Some of the finest women I met in Mexico from Argentina. So I gotta do that. Gotta see that. Ooh. Same for Colombia and Brazil. I mean, you know, when I talk to the ladies, come on now. Stop playing. Well, hell, let me rewind the list all the way back. Almost every place I've mentioned, quite frankly. But to highlight, Kenya? Bring you back to life. If these American ones done drove you crazy long enough, you can get back to life real quick. Get on the Kendra. Oh my gosh, Kenya, the Kenyas. Oh my gosh, some of the most beautiful women I ever seen. Definitely go on any dating app and put in Nairobi. Yeah, I ain't saying that everybody has different tastes, whatever, you know. Of course, I saw a bunch of people I wasn't feeling, but for the most part, these ladies off the chain. There's a lot of beauty there. Same with Rwanda, same with Uganda, which really messed me up, I admit, because I had stereotypes in my mind. I admit I did. I had a lot of stereotypes about Rwanda and Uganda because of all the war-struck stuff from the past. I'm thinking of Hotel Rwanda, the movie, not just the movie, what it was about, the actual genocide and all that pain and stuff. And yes, the results of that are real. And folks still dealing with the aftermath of that. But in terms of just people being beautiful people, there are a lot of attractive women in those countries. And I've seen it with my own too, and spoke to some folk. You know how you meet some people online, you start chatting for a minute, and I was impressed with who I was talking to. Like, if you worried about language barriers of English and stuff, they speak really good English mostly. And they're very friendly, mostly. Very respectful, mostly. Very attentive, mostly. So what more can you ask for? That's what I'm here for. You know, that's all you need. And South Africa, of course. I mean, there's a lot of baddies in South Africa. I mean, you know, Tyler, her little young cute self. She need to be a little bit older for me, but she's still a looker. You can't deny all that cuteness. That's out of control. You know, a sexy little tiny thing. But yeah, you know, and then you know, you want them thick? Come on, land of thickness. You talking about from East Africa? All of East Africa is the land of thick. Thickonia. Stankonia, thickonia. Okay? Please believe it. Please believe it. Out of control. Bodies make you think all these folk out here doing all these surgeries, they don't need no surgery. They're born this way. These women are born to be this incredible, amazing. So I want to witness all that. I want to be in a place where I can't believe what I'm looking at. And it looks like I'm looking at cartoon characters, but these are real bodies. These people, these women, these lovely women, these gorgeous black queens look like this naturally. I got to see that. Now, one part I will say, as I'm bigging them up, I got to admit, the one part that irks me the most, all over the continent, they are as addicted to the damn weaves and cake makeup as black women in America. And that's not to say everybody's on it, but it is a trend. And when something's a trend, what's that mean? Most are doing it, you know? You got to find the rare exception. And they exist. They exist. There's plenty of, you know, some real natural women. You can see their face in their first picture. You're going to find them online. They ain't going to be looking like you just literally looks like they just put something on top of their beauty. And then you look at, all you got to do is look at their hand and the rest of their body. And if it's two different tones, like faces, one light, like super light skin, and then get that to the hand and they're darker brown, and you like, now I understand, you know, people less exposure because of clothes to the sunlight and all that. Now I'm not ignorant to the fact that like in Kenya, it gets cold. In places like Nairobi, it gets cold. And so, you know, you wearing jackets and stuff at different times of the year. The sun's not always hitting every part of your body. Yeah, okay, I give you all that, but I know one thing. When your face look like Pillsbury Doughboy, all right, but your arms look like, you know, chocolate, like that's just not cool. I'm not into that whole weird ass skin bleaching culture BS. I hate that. I hate that so many folks are doing that to themselves in brown and black countries. It's ridiculous. But I know all the reasons why psychologically, but that just tells me immediately you definitely not my type. If you would do that to yourself, you definitely can't be with me because you already hate yourself. There's nothing I'm gonna be able to say to get your mind right if you hate yourself that much. That's just too much work. That's stress. I don't do it. So, you know. And like I say, this isn't everybody, but you do see a lot. You see enough of that to know it's a thing. And all the weaves and everything, it's like, God dang, man. Like, really? Can I just see what you got and make a decision if that works for me? Yeah. It's an issue. So, no, that's the one thing about that I have to say. Which is another reason why Brazil and places like that are so appealing because folk, I'm not saying they don't wear weaves and stuff, because yes, they do. Hell, yes, they do. But I haven't seen it in the same, not the same way. Not the same exaggeration. So many women there, they proud of what they got, you know? And before somebody say, well, that's because, you know, with the whole thing of wanting to have looser hair textures and stuff, you know, black women in certain places are protecting their hair and blah, 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 blah. I hate that protective hairstyle phrase. It's disgusting. It's ridiculous. It's not true. You're not protecting your hair. And most of the time you're damaging, because if you're wearing that on your head 90% of the time, It's messing up your scalp. It's messing up your hairline. It's messing up all them things over time. Over time, you got all kind of issues because of it. All kind of, especially if your wig thing is the thing, because, you're not letting your scalp breathe. You're not letting it ever get no sun. It's always covered. You literally got a damn head wrap on 24/7 most of the days of your life. That's not good in your adult life. It's not doing your head no favor. So I don't like that. And it can be common, like I say. But I will not, and like I say, some people, I don't like the assumption like everybody got super tight coil hair that's hard to manage, blah, blah, blah. That's not true. That is not true. It's how you manage it. If you treat it with respect, a lot of our hair textures, no matter what it is, I'm not somebody who has, when I had my hair, because I shave my stuff all the way off now, but when I had it, I have a looser texture, so to speak. Because if I let it get dry, when I used to have my fro, if I used to not put moisture on it, it's like my beard. See how I'm doing that and it's moving? Let me not put no oil. That's because it got oil in it right now. Let me not put no oil on this thing. It ain't going to be this fluffy. It's going to be like, it's going to get crunchy and hard. And so it's all in how you treating it. And I'm not talking about no chemical treatment. I'm talking about just really respecting your hair. Loving on it. Giving it all kind of natural moisturization and oils and things. It's possible, people. It's possible. Folks just ain't doing themselves right. And then they wonder why they get what they get. Ain't no mystery. You're just abusing your damn body. That's simple and plain. If you don't abuse it, you won't lose it. It'll grow. It can get long. It may always be coily and coil down toward the scalp if that's your texture, but it can still do a lot of the things you think it can't do, but you just don't ever try or put the money. You put all this money in these weaves and these wigs. I'm talking to the ladies, but you could be putting it into self-care on various natural levels and get all kind of amazing results that you didn't even know your hair was capable of. It's so capable. But it just takes a hell of a lot more pampering. And like I said, the amount of time folk put into, getting the money together to buy somebody else's hair and put it on their head and everything. That's the other thing that cracks me up. I always say, how you expect me to be more attracted or less attracted to women whose hair naturally grows silky and straighter and all this stuff? Like, yeah, I'm gonna have a natural appeal to that. You've been training me to like this my whole freaking life. So when I finally meet an Asian or a Latina who's got that kind of hair, yeah, I ain't gonna about to sit up here and lie and say I don't really care. This is not really my thing. The hell it ain't. I'm loving it. It's wonderful. Yeah, if I like it, I love it. Boy, they got me going through some stuff for this order. Y'all hear that? It's a gravel road, y'all. Most people can't do what I'm doing. So you gotta be from the side. Where you get to the point where you just get immune to going into backwoods to drop packages and shit. You just get to a point where you're just like, oh, one of these is what we doing? Okay. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get off here so I can focus, because I gotta deal with some stuff here to get this package to whoever this gonna be. Oh, wait a minute. Is this a... Oh no, we don't do pits of mud. What the hell? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Maybe, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Should I stay on here just in case something happened? I got a live account of what happened. Y'all would not believe what I'm looking. I can't flip the camera around, but this gravel literally leads back to a community. There's literally a subdivision. But why the hell did GPS take me this way when there was another freaking road I could have went? Oh my gosh. oh man, they need a foot in their ace. This is a paved community, but they got me going through some gravel thing that connects to it. Let me get off here, y'all. I gotta focus. I'm sorry.